the lady that owned this house is her husband was a pastor, and she's been a wonderful mentor to many kids, taking in kids, and how the Lord works, and the Lord knew that this was going to happen, and He prepared us. He prepared me. He prepared all my team to come down and be a blessing to her, and in turn, we are blessed.
And they didn't prevent me with a $7,700 bill. I had to be said, if you don't pay it, Miss Lauren, we have to take a lien on your place. I said, well, what little bit I have, I said, I won't have nothing, And so that's what I'm bucking up against now.
Increasingly, people think that the job is done and the city is rebuilt, and little by little it gets forgotten, but there's still more than enough work for everybody to do here.
The place was beautiful. They finished it, painted all the fixtures up, the doors up, the floors, and everything was beautiful. All I had to do was come in with the furniture.
And they had actually hung drywall in this place and had it all finished, the floors in, everything done, and she was actually moved back into the house. And I'm sure rejoicing about it. And then it turns out that they had gotten some bad drywall from China, and which has it's off-gassing the sulfur, and it's unhealthy to live in.
We found out the drywall in is bad, and I had heard it on the news, but I didn't know if I had it in here or not. He said, and we're gonna have to take it out.
All the trim was done, everything was painted and nice and beautiful, and everything had to come back off, all the sheetrock, and then start from scratch with some good old American sheetrock.
I'm looking for, but I'm in no rush. I told God I was putting everything in His hands.
For me, if you're gonna live in New Orleans, you're gonna say that you love it, then you have to recognize that love comes from the people who have made New Orleans special. And you can't sit here and say I love New Orleans and then do nothing to help people return home.
We're called by God to serve those in need. On top of that, there's something community binding when you serve alongside the members of your church that you can't get anywhere else. And we need teams, and I've never ever met a team member who came down here and regretted it and wasn't thrilled about it.
And what we would say is continue to come to New Orleans to help us and continue to invest in this city, because this city's worth it.
That's what it's been. It's been here and there pieces, but I've been having people work with me on a few things, help me get it together, accommodate the house into a situation where I can live in it. Because the shed was given to me by people out of New Orleans. It's really amazing that to see some people just come in and just help, you know what I mean? And right along this, because my mama really needed it, because my mama handicapped in a wheelchair. They were going to try to have it ready for Christmas. So that's the story, so I think it'll be a good Christmas present for Mama.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
I was here November of '05, just 2 months after the hurricane, when everything was still a disaster. The city was lifeless. There was no electricity anywhere in the city, and we were just part of hundreds of people that were here helping to muck out homes and carrying stuff from the house out to the street, everything, gutted it down to the studs. There's a need down here. I've heard some incredible stories, awful stories of what happened to people in the storm, and your heart just goes out to them.
It breaks your heart when you see why people's situation and condition is as sad and sorry and tragic as it is. And I think God used that to touch hearts and lives of people, to pull together, come down here and try to make a difference. One person, one house, one property, even part of a house or a segment in its being completed, getting that kind of work done.
All of a sudden you're in the midst of doing something that is so fulfilling and so rewarding, and you think, why didn't I do this before? And you're actually making a difference in somebody's life. The house that we framed up there on Martin Luther King, the lady had been out of her house for 3.5 years since the storm. And I felt like, man, I just framed her house for her so she can get back in. She's just been living from relative to relative. And how did that make me feel? It made me feel like $1 million. Plus I felt God really used me. God just really used me.
Come and see what it's really about. Come and let God tug on your heart, take you out of the comfort zone like you cannot believe. I mean, don't come down here with expectations to do something. You're not going to set the world on fire, but the little bit that you're going to do is just going to give you chills and goosebumps and tug on your heart. And God really works with you hard while you're here. And then, it's and the people and the friends that you make, it's just awesome.
I'm so grateful. I just will never be able to tell you how grateful I am that you're coming here, because God has been so good to me. God has been so good to me. He has. I didn't have any money, and God bless me, I didn't need any money, because everything that come my way come from the love that God put in people's hearts to help me with.
I'm dirty yet.
Who that talk about people? Who that? Say? Who that? Yeah.